Hi everybody, welcome back. Tony with Shinsho Yoga. And for this video I would like to do a follow-up on this Gaiam mat that I bought last year at TJ Maxx for $24.99. So excuse me, when I did the video, I said I would do a follow-up in 6 months. I apologize, it's been a little bit longer than that, but I think I can give it a little better review now. I didn't use it as heavily in the past year, just didn't have as many classes to teach. So I wanted to give it a little bit more time to give it a thorough test. So I will link the video for this prior. So if you haven't seen it and you want to see, I'll put it in the description below. So this is a Gaiam mat, $24.99. I can't remember the name of what the style it was. It was like the Ultra Grip or something like that. And I hadn't been looking for necessarily a new mat. I just was at TJ Maxx buying something, and this was in their bin, and I've had bad luck with Gaiam mats in the past, and I said, oh boy, Gaiam, I said, it's not so good. And I pulled it out and I checked it, and it had really good grip, and I said, well, for $24.99 we'll try it and we'll see. And I gotta say, it's worked out pretty well. It actually has. Like everything, it's not perfect, but it's really worked out really well. So to give you an idea here of a year of use from teaching and practicing, not as much as some other times, but enough. You can see some discoloration through the surface. There is some wear along the edge over here that has happened, but the surface has maintained itself pretty well. Right. The other day was the first time I really noticed any slippage on it. I was doing practicing outside on my porch, and it's pretty hot here in New Jersey. It was in the high 80s, and I was doing a flow out there, an hour-long flow. And in down dog, I was super sweaty, and I noticed my hands just slowly, doing like this. But that is worst case scenario. Outside in the heat, super sweaty, and all they were doing was a little bit of this. No mat is going to last forever. No mat is going to have, 100% tackiness. But needless to say, I have been on mats that I have had that you can't, it doesn't matter where you are, you slide. Manduka that I had always slid on me. Heavy duty mat, really durable. But the one that I had, this is some years ago, I know they've changed some of their mats since then. I had no luck with that. These jade mats, right? So this is a jade. This is, I think, the Elite S, right? Jade that I had. This thing wore out pretty quickly and got slick really fast, and it's a very expensive mat. And the only reason I bought it is because I got a discount for being a teacher through Jade. I like Jade mats. I think they make good mats, but their base one, I think it's called the Harmony, the Jade Harmony. I think that is the best one for it. The one I had been using regularly now was the Lululemon, the basic Lululemon reversible, and that one was good mat, but it gets slick fast. They barely lasted a year. This is a year now on this mat, right? And this is the mat I use. This is the mat I practice with. This is the mat I teach with. This stays in the car in a bag. If you have a mat, just don't leave it in the sun and exposed. Put it in a yoga bag, a mat bag. It'll protect it. UV will kill a mat fast. Trust me on that one. And so it's seen all kind of temperature. It's not temperature controlled. It doesn't stay in one room. It goes to all kind of environments. I don't use it on the beach or anything like that, though. If you use a mat on a beach, you will kill it quick. You will remove the tackiness fast. It's like sandpaper on there. So I suggest if you're doing beach yoga, use a big heavy-duty yoga blanket, right? Like ones you would use in a studio, and have it specifically for the beach, because they've got pretty open pores in there, and it will maintain sand, and you'll just leave it all over a floor. So don't bring that into a studio. Just keep that for the beach, unless you're going to wash it every time. But this one, again, the surface has maintained, and it needs to be cleaned. I spilled coffee on it the other day when I was teaching, so I definitely need to clean it. But as for grippiness, no issues. I had a little bit the other day. I'm doing that, but after a year of using it, if that's all I have, I figure a minimum I can get another year out of it of heavy use, maybe 2 years of moderate use before I have to think about getting something else. Thickness, again, this one is about 4 to 5 millimeters thick. It hasn't been much of an issue. You know, when I'm on working on the ground on my mat on my knees, I always put a blanket underneath them, and I wear compression braces on my knees. Unfortunately, I have wonky knees, so they're padded, and that always helps me. So this is enough padding on this, and it's a dense one, so it works pretty well. Issue with it though is length. This is about 2 inches shorter than this jade mat. And when I bought this jade mat, I specifically got the longer one because I'm tall. I'm about 6'2". So this, I would like this to be a little bit longer if I could find it longer. But again, other than that, you know, this keeps peeling off. I just keep sticking that back on. But otherwise it served me well. So, as a follow-up, I recommended it last year and said we'll see what happens. I still recommend it this year. Again, I've had a lot of different mats: Jade, Lululemon, Manduka, Gaiam, ones from Five Below, El Cheapos. And I will say, from my practice, if you sweat, if you need something with grippiness, and you need something that's going to last, if you pick this up for $24.99 like I did at TJ Maxx, you can't go wrong. I think its full price is around $50 to $60, which is pretty comparable. The Lulus I know were $80. That Manduka I paid over $100 for. This Jade was $140. Again, I got it with a discount. It wasn't worth it. So for $50, even $60 on this mat, I definitely think it would be worth it. I'm going to watch this corner and see if more of this comes peeling off. Of course, I think over time it will. So I think, in my opinion, I could probably get another year of heavy use, maybe 2 years of moderate use. So there you go. Gaiam mat. Again, I think it's the. I'll put the name in the description, like the, I don't know, wet, heavy, something, ultra dry, ultra grippy, something like that. $24.99 TJ Maxx, the only one they had. So if you find that and you're wondering about it, I recommend it. So that's all I have for you this week, folks. I appreciate you watching. So thanks again for tuning in, and namaste.